107.5 WBLS. All right. I told you earlier today that I was going to call my brother because we were having some issues with Valentine's Day and creating the best Valentine's Day ever. So I thought I would call the love guru. All the way from Brooklyn. He is in the building. Give it up for Maxwell.
That was good.
That's good? Yes. How are you, honey? You looking good.
I'm good. I'm good. You know, it's nice to be celebrating the new decade with, some romance.
Yes. Finally, we got you for Valentine's Day. It's hard to pin you down, especially in New York City for Valentine's. And of course, since I used whenever, wherever, whatever for my wedding, that's what we had in the background for lighting the candles. I figured, and then also it's been the background for many of my intimate nights. So I figured I will claim that you are the love guru because I'm sure there's a lot of other people that agree with that. So with that comes the responsibility, Maxwell, to help us put together a wonderful Valentine's evening. Now, I had a guy call me this morning and he was asking me, Shayla, what should I get for somebody that I just started dating less than 3 months ago? And I'm like, do you get anything? I said, you know what? Let me just wait. I want to see if I can call Maxwell and have him come in. So thank you for coming in. Now tell us, what do you get somebody that you've been dating less than 3 months?
You never go wrong with chocolate and red roses if it's Valentine's Day.
Right. That's it.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to do
But
dinner,
6
right?
months.
Right?
What did you say before about 6 months?
3 months or less. Do you need to do dinner? 3 months?
It depends on how you feel, Sometimes you get into your feelings real quick, so.
Or it depends on your pockets, too, because you might not be able to afford dinner, chocolate, and flowers. But 6 months, what do you say? 6 months to a year?
Definitely dinner, a year, about a year, definitely diamonds, if you can.
No, me as your sister, that's not happening. I'm not letting you give anybody diamonds for 1 year.
Gotta lock it down.
No, you want to lock it down, you get a ring. And I don't think you're doing that after
diamonds.
a year. 2 years, maybe. But since you said dinner and you're a native New Yorker, what would be a great restaurant to take somebody to?
Well, in New York, there's a good one called Crown Shy. It's a 1 Michelin star.
Really?
Best food you could get. It's amazing. And then the second suggestion in terms of food would be you cooking dinner yourself.
That is
Bam.
the best. One of the best Valentines that I've had was a guy. He actually ended up being the father of my children. Because of this Valentine's
Day. Didn't it?
But no, he cooked dinner and then had an after dinner poem that he wrote for me. Then he serenaded me. He wasn't Maxwell. But it was good. It was good for me.
It was thoughtful.
Like, wow.
It was meaningful. It was what,
He planned it out like that. Have you ever planned something out like that from A to Z?
Yeah, you have to think like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep it all to myself.
I can share with you and bare my soul. But so do you think that men should get Valentine's gifts?
I don't know. I think it's a
female
that holiday's
holiday?
for ladies, But it depends on the kind of relationship you have. So whatever that is, you just have to go with your gut.
Right.
I think people get a good sense of what they should do. If they feel, restricted or like it's like an obligation,
Right.
it changes the gift, it changes the
It
meaning.
sure does.
So you should just
Yeah.
come from your heart. Which
Yeah,
is what
I've
the whole
done
night-
like concert tickets for somebody,
Wow.
Not on Valentine's Day, but if there's a concert like February 15th
Yeah, what's
at the
happening on that day?
Barclays, and Maxwell is there. Since it's not on Valentine's, then I would feel like, okay, I can get this for him, depending on how good the Valentine's night was. But no, February 15th, you're going to be at the Barclays.
Yeah, I'm there with a lot of people that I love and respect from,
Yes, it's a laundry list.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, people I used to watch on TV and would never imagine that I'd be able to share the stage with. So, in Vogue, Music Soul Child, Carl Thomas, Rotimi. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing this, doing it in Brooklyn, where I'm from, and at the Barclays, which is like a major movement for, Brooklyn and
Right.
jobs and just making Brooklyn amazing. So I'm excited.
And it's definitely something that you can create a Valentine's soundtrack to, all of those artists. But if you had to create a 5-song Valentine soundtrack, what would have to be on there?
Without a doubt, Marvin Gaye, I Want You, Prince, Adore, Sade, Your Love is King, Moments in Love, and
Art of
Donny.
Noise?
Yeah, Art of Noise. Remember
Really?
that? Remember that?
Yes, I know that. I
That
mean,
was
that's
the
one of my
record.
themes. I play it here all the time.
That was the record.
Yes, it was. And it was like 10 minutes long. You could get a lot done till the cops come knocking.
Exactly.
After 10 minutes.
And Donny Hathaway, A Song for You. Wow. Just to close it down.
That's pretty awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That was great for just putting it together in 5 seconds. Now, 2 romantic movies to Hulu with your boo-boo.
Anything with Nia Long, but Love Jones for sure.
Yes, that was number 1. You know, we did the movie thing about a week ago, and Love Jones was at the top of the list.
I mean, it's just quintessential.
Yeah.
You know,
Will always
love story set in Chicago in the 90s. And then, of course, Love and Basketball.
I was getting ready to say, I said, you better not say nothing else because you know you was on that soundtrack too. Love and Basketball, that's right. Love and Basketball was definitely at the top of my list, and Love Jones beat out everybody last week. Great choices. You know what you're talking about, Love Guru. You know,
maybe I listened to your show.
Oh, yes, you do.
It's like,
I'm sure
I
you do.
cheated, maybe. I
yes.
think.
But you know, you can also put your albums on that soundtrack and play them from start to finish, and it be the perfect soundtrack for Valentine's Day too. Which one album would you pick first? Because I know that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But which album would you pick first to play from start to finish?
I think I think Urban Hang Suite is one of those records that just it started my entire life.
Yes.
And it introduced me to the world, and I didn't even have a concept of what it would mean to the people who listen to it still.
Yeah.
So I think that record plays a huge role in so much of what's happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been talking for so long that I kind of knew that that's what you were going to say. And I would have been disappointed if you didn't, because it did. It introduced you to the world, and it was a wonderful introduction. It couldn't think of a better album to be an introduction to Maxwell. Now we're looking for another installment. What are we working on? What do we have?
We have a lot of stuff. I mean, there's so much going on. Like, I've never been more busy in the last 4 weeks in preparing for lots of incredible surprises and creative things that I never thought I'd be doing. So 2020's, started off really fast for me from day one. And I'd love to give dates and give people, time to expect things, but I don't want to disappoint anyone out here and tell them something and then it doesn't happen because I'm famous for that. And so I'd rather just let it get ready, but it's definitely...
Let it marinate.
It's going to be a great year.
What is the greatest accomplishment now that you've had 20 years under your belt? What is the greatest accomplishment, could you say, that you've experienced
I would say
last 20 years?
I would say being able to say that I was in the White House when our last president was in office and singing at the White House for Christmas.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it was on the QT because
it was right. It was like a little private.
Yeah, so it was great to be able to go into the White House and to sing songs to the First Lady at the time, and of course our former president. So that was a special moment for me that I never thought I would ever have.
Yeah, I use that one as well because I remember when Barack was on campaigning and he said everybody that interviewed him would get invited to the White House. And a lot of times they say those things, but they don't follow through. And he did. As soon as he got in, he invited all of us to a music and poetry night. And it was amazing, something I will never, ever forget. So I know how that feels. What is your most treasured memory besides that from the last 20 years?
For me, it's like a collection of memories, just knowing that you've been in people's lives, that they bring their children that they've had during the experience, before they even
named them
had
Maxwell.
Them. Yeah, but more so than that part. But like the fact that I'm in their world and that their kids are a part of it and that their kids know me. And I mean, I never thought that would happen. I just thought, I'm just gonna do this and let's see what happens and maybe I might keep going.
Yeah.
But to be able to, do shows and to see in living proof, what the music could create in the worlds of so many is probably the most treasured thing.
Right. I think, from everybody who is listening right now, they can't create a 5-song Valentine soundtrack without putting one of your songs on there. And that
That's nice.
should be a treasured memory for you. I know that for a fact. There's no one that can create one that doesn't have your music. And that is the wonderful thing about you, is that you can do this Valentine's concert on the 15th of February at Barclays, not have a new album out, and still rock the place because you've got hits. You've got major, major hits.
That's the beautiful part,
Yeah.
is, to be able to make music that stands the test of time to the point where it works for you and you don't have to keep working as much to keep, I guess, in people's minds.
Or you don't have to fight with the industry about what you should release and what you shouldn't. Frankie Beverly and Maze taught us that.
Yeah, and I learned a lot
what was
from
that,
them.
1980, whatever?
Yeah.
And
Prince
he's
is
still
that way.
packing out places.
Yeah, Prince for me was the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, Sade is another one.
Yep.
I mean, obviously Marvin Gaye, all the people that I put on the list and just represent to me a legacy that they're beyond just they're not just albums and the industry and the business of what they do, but they're truly the art of what they do. And that's always been the hope. So I still keep pushing for that. Even with the next song and the next album is at least have 2 or 3 joints that are locked into people's like time capsule. Like they will remember they were living at this time.
That's right.
And that's the goal. But we don't always achieve it, but we definitely reach for it,
Well, we've been fortunate to have you in this lifetime. God bless you. And make sure you go and see this brother. As well as, who else now? Give us the rundown.
We got In Vogue. We got Carl Thomas, Music Soul Child, Rotimi, and we have more people. A lot of people. And we have the most important person and the most important act and the most important performance will be the people who show up for the show.
That's right.
The audience.
Yep.
Be it Brooklyn, be it you driving from D.C., be it from Jersey, from the city. You are the most important thing. So we're excited to just bring the love to Brooklyn and celebrate it with you.
Yes. Thank you. As always, it's a pleasure to sit down and talk to you.
It's good to see you always.
God bless you.
It's always nice to have an excuse to come by, see your daughter as she grows.
Yes.
And I hear you on the radio every day. It's amazing to see you still.
And I play you every day.
Yeah,
So we're always connected.
Yeah, and you keep the legacy of music going, and you give people something to strive for that's more than just the moment.
Thank you. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Maxwell, everybody. Woo, woo.